It was a season to forget for one of basketball's biggest stars, as Caitlin Clark had a pretty frustrating, injury-filled 2025. But starting with the Olympics in 2026, Clark hopes everything is about to change. We spoke with Clark ahead of the training camp with Team USA and have more in our Trailblazers segment. 2026 couldn't come soon enough for Caitlin Clark. The basketball superstar endured one of the most frustrating years of her life in 2025. She only played in 13 games for the Indiana Fever and had to watch the WNBA playoffs from the bench. However, Clark used this time off to learn and get better.
I think more than anything, it just teaches you how to be a really great teammate and a really good leader and understanding what your teammates go through. Like, obviously, I'm going to have teammates that have been through injuries and are going to continue to go through injuries, and always leaning on them and being there for them. And, if I have a teammate hurt going forward, like, I'm always going to be the one that texts them and checks on them. And then just pouring into your teammates. You can do that whether you play or you don't play, and that was kind of my main focus.
Clark's return to the court came at a recent camp with Team USA. She knew right when the camp started that she was back to full strength.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like when I touched the basketball to start warming up before the practice even started, that's probably when I felt pretty comfortable. But, I've worked so hard. Like, I haven't taken a break since, honestly, since the beginning of the WNBA season, with just all my rehab and getting back to where I wanted to be, and then getting even better. So that's been kind of my focus. And, this has kind of been my next thing that I've been working for since our season ended.
Clark was famously left off the Olympic team in 2024. But now she leads a group of younger players taking over Team USA in the next Olympic cycle.
This is the biggest honor you can possibly have, and playing basketball in our country is wearing USA across your chest. So, I'm just excited to be here and honored. Obviously, it's kind of like the start to the new Olympic cycle, and, quite a few different things before we get to that point, but just excited to be here and be surrounded by a lot of really great players, some that, haven't played in an Olympics before, and then others that have a medal or multiple medals. So I think it's been a fun group to be around.
Clark was joined at the camp by many of the same players she faced in college. Clark, Paige Bueckers, Aaliyah Boston, and Juju Watkins were all making their senior team debuts.
You understand how big of an honor it is to be able to do this. And if you're lucky enough to do it, just once, that's incredibly cool to represent your country. So I think for us, like, being able to have that and then come into this national team camp together, it just is a thing of comfort, but also, like, we're all very competitive and you want to be surrounded by the best at the same time. And I think that's kind of the feeling all around for all of us.